Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn what is PyQt5 and how we embed Matplotlib in PyQt5. And following are the topics that we are going to discuss first. Firstly, we will see what is PyQt5 and then we will learn how to install it. So let's begin with understanding what is PyQt5. So PyQt5 is a GUI widget toolkit. It is a Python interface for Qt, one of the most popular and powerful cross-platform GUI library. And PyQt was developed by Riverbank Computing Limited. And this PyQt5 is one of the many solutions that Python offers for creating GUI application. The cross-platform GUI toolkit PyQt5 is a collection of Python bindings for Qt version 5. So one can develop an interactive desktop application with so much ease because of the tool and the simplicity provided by this library. Basically, a GUI application consists of a front end and back end, and in order to speed up the development and allow more time to be spent on the back end task, the PyQt5 has developed a tool called a Qt Designer that allows one to drag and drop the elements to create a front end. So now we will learn how we have to install this PyQt5 in Python. So for installing this library, you have to write a command in terminal or your command prompt simply as pip install pyqt5. So now we will learn how to embed matplotlib figure in pyqt5, and the best way to learn this is with the help of example. So I will show you the example and explain it line by line. So here is our code for embedding matplotlib in pyqt5. So here you can see that firstly we import sys module. Basically, information and functions for interacting with Python are contained in this sys module, and we need to access the command line argument passed to the Python script. For this reason, we also need this module. Then I import the matplotlib library. You all know that for importing it, we write the command import matplotlib.pyplots plt as we want to represent the plot. Next, we import from matplotlib.backends.backend underscore qt5 agg module. The figure, here you can see that I write figure canvas qt agg class, which is the backend dependent figure canvas. It contains the backend specific knowledge to render the figure we have drawn to the qt5 backend. Then we import the Q widget and Q application from the Qt widgets module from the pyqt5 package. Basically, it is used to create an application and a widget object. So after that, I create a class, and the name of the class is canvas, and this is created to render our matplotlib plot. And here you can see that in parenthesis I pass figure canvas. So this figure canvas inherits this class, and to generate the subplots I call the subplots function with figure and the self.ax variable. And as I want to change the size of the plot, I pass fig size as a keyword argument to this function, set its width to 5 inches and height to 4 inches, and I also change its resolution in dots per inches. And for changing it, we have to pass the keyword dpi, and I set its value to 200. Next, here you can see that with super method, I call the init method, and in parenthesis I pass the fig as a variable, and then I call the self.set underscore parent method and pass parent to its keyword. So this double underscore init double underscore is called upon the class initialization, and we write the code to draw the graph in it, and we also initialize the canvas which is responsible for taking the matplot figure object and rendering it to the Qt widget. Next, we have to write the Matplotlib script for creating your Matplotlib chart. So firstly, I define the coordinates. So I define coordinate as a beverages and the like underscore rate. I create it in a list format. We have a different name of beverages like tea, coffee, etc. And I also have mentioned their like. Then I want to create a pie chart. For this reason, I call this pie method with self.access variable, and I pass data as a like underscore rate, and I pass keyword argument labels and set its value to beverages. I also pass auto PCT to adding a percentage or the values on the sectors of the pie. Next, I also want to add a title on the plot. So I call the set underscore title function with the access variable, and I pass argument as a favorite type of beverages to, then I pass title as a argument to the function. I also change the color and the font weight of the title by passing color as a keyword argument and font weight as a keyword argument. And I set the value of a color to R, which means red, and the font weight to bold. Then we move ahead, and here you can see that I again create a class with the name app demo, and it is created to render our matplotlib plot, and you can see that it is inherited from Q widget. Therefore, it is used as a Qt element in the main window of our application. And here I call the double underscore init method, double underscore. Then I call it with the super method. Then I resize it to the 1600 as a width and 800 as a height. And here you can see I set a variable with the name chart, and here I write the canvas, and this canvas is the name of the class which we defined above. So it is an object and we pass self to it as a argument. Next, we call the Qt application method. It creates the Qt application and initialize the list of an arguments given to the command line. And you can see that it has a parameter with the name sys.argv, and this is the required parameter, and because of this parameter we have to import the sys which we imported above. So this is the main reason to import this sys, as we have to pass it in the argument. Now I will tell you what this Q application method does. Basically, it controls the main setting and the control flow of the GUI application. It is where the main event loop run, processes and send the message to the widget, track the event that the Windows system and the other source produce. Additionally, it is the charge of managing the majority of application startup and the finalization of an application and the system-wide settings. So it is necessary to create the Q application because we can say that it manages the entire initialization phase prior to the creation of any other UI related object. Next, you can see that I initiate the app demo object. So after that, I call the show method that takes the widget visible to the screen. And at last, we pass the app.exec underscore method as an argument to the Qt main event loop. So once this exist method is called, it returns the relevant return code. Until the main loop is started, nothing is displayed on the screen, and it is necessary to call this function as the main loop manages all the events and the signals originated from the Windows system as well as the application widget. And here you can see that we add this underscore with the exec because it is the reserved word in the Python. Then you can see that we wrap it inside the system.exist method, which allow the Python script to exist with the same return code, informing the environment how the application ended. So here our code is completed. Now I execute this cell and show you the output. So it takes some time for execution. So wait. So here you can see that it creates a plot. So it is a pie chart. As I call the pie function, so it creates a pie chart. You can see that it also have a heading with the red color in the bold font weight, favorite types of beverages, adding a labels, have a percentage on the sectors of the pie, and this pie is embedded in the PyQt5 GUI application. So with this, we have learned to embed Matplotlib figure in the PyQt5. And in the next video, we will learn introduction about the Tkinter.